As artificial intelligence continues to take over the spotlight, experts warn Gen Z that up to 80% of influencer jobs could soon vanish, replaced by digital doppelgangers that look just like us. Joining us now is Dr. Karen Sutherland from the University of the Sunshine Coast. It's always good to see you. How soon do we expect AI influencers to just dominate mainstream platforms? I've already seen a couple of them talking at me and then I've had to double take.
This has already been going on for years. There's AI influencers on Instagram for a few years and they have huge followings. But now you could tell, though, that's the thing. The quality was okay, but you could tell it wasn't real. But now with developments from Google such as VO3 and just the quality of video that's coming out, it's going to be very difficult to see the difference. And so they're saying it could happen quite rapidly as the technology continues to evolve.
What skills, though, or traits might help real creators survive this shift? Because it's not going anywhere, it's pretty simple to do, and people are quite clever if they take video editing skills alongside with these tools, merge them together, and then just put things out.
I think it's going to come back to sharing your human experience, because even though AI doesn't have a human experience, and even when you're prompting it with a script to tell it, it's not the same. And at this point anyway, you don't really feel that connection, that emotive connection that you would with a real person. So I think maybe that's the thing that's going to set it apart. The real storytelling of the human condition might set it apart from AI influencers, but who knows what's in store.
Do you think audiences actually even care? In some cases, even notice if their favorite influencer isn't actually real? I already get some things sometimes from people from varying age groups, the older generation sending me things going, have you seen this? And I'm like, oh, Mum, it's AI generated.
Yeah, yes, I think we will reach a point where it's just normal to see that, and it's going to be very hard to tell the difference. I think some people won't care as long as they're being entertained or informed or educated or whatever the point of the influencer is. But I think there'll be some people who still would like that human there. But it's very attractive for brands to create their own AI influencers, because imagine they'll have something that they have full control over, so there won't be any backlash or cancelling or anything like that if the influencer mucks up, and it could work 24/7. So there are benefits, and they don't have to pay the influencer either if they've created their own with AI.
Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Let's move on to our next topic in the same vein. And Google's VO3 is boosting AI video power, but fears of scams are now on the rise. Dr. Karen Sutherland, let's continue our chat. How does VO3 improve the realism and usability of these generated videos?
I've seen examples of people playing with the tools, and also the demos that have come out on the internet over the last week, and it's very hard to tell the difference. And now there's audio as well, so you can create these lifelike and really close to human-like figures in, and actors, AI generated actors in these videos, and they're saying dialogue and things like that. I haven't actually seen them or heard them use different accents though, so that's going to be interesting. But yeah, it looks like it's a well-produced video with actual humans in it. It's going to be very hard to tell the difference. And one angle on this, there's been some commentators come out to say that because it is very hard to tell the difference, even things on, say, crowdfunding sites, they see that as a ground for scams, where people will be creating these videos of projects that don't actually exist and then getting people to invest in them, and it's all a big scam.
That's a brilliant idea. No, I'm just kidding. That's a terrible idea. Don't do that. But why is crowdfunding especially vulnerable to scams using this technology? One of the more impressive things I saw was people making videos where the characters in them were actually going, do you realize we're just prompts? We're just prompts, and they're almost making them self-aware in some form or in a performative nature and that sort of thing. But it's interesting that these crowdfunding campaigns are going to become more vulnerable.
Absolutely. Or there'll be people and they're using it. Just think about it. The video is really the center point of a crowdfunding campaign, and what they'll be doing is trying to get people to give them money. So it's going to be really up to, I think, crowdfunding platforms to think about this and just think about how they're going to monitor what is AI generated and what is real and what isn't.
Just on
there aren't really a lot of
on that, I think Google's Synth ID watermark, is that playing a role in this AI content detection we're starting to see? It's hard to tell if these detectors are as good as they say they are.
Apparently there are still loopholes with that. So if someone really wants to get around it, they can. And I know even with Sora, which is another text to video tool from OpenAI, that has a watermark on it, but you could just bring that into Canva and cut it out. And you can't actually see it. But I know Synced ID is actually within the code of the video. But yeah, I think there are always ways around it if someone is really determined.
And do you reckon the price tag, let's talk about the price tag, do you think cheap access to VO3 could undermine trust in online campaigns everywhere?
I mean, at the moment, Google, I'm very tempted. Google is charging about $200 a month for the first 3 months to have access, and you get a whole heap of other great Google AI tools as well. But then it goes up to $400. So I think in this window, yes, people who have the means will be able to use it and use it for darker reasons rather than for pure creativity with a positive outcome.
You and I will be keeping a close eye on it. And as always, I want to thank you for joining us on the program today.